Hey, y'all. Happy Sunday. It's Set Your Intentions Sunday, y'all. I wanted to jump on while I am feeling this energy. I did not want to wait, so we got to jump right into it. So, today, y'all, I went to church. I went into the physical building, and I am so happy that I did. I think I needed this fresh fire and this fresh wind up under my butt. I've been really getting things in place, set up to push out. And today's message, y'all, was about getting it in order. When I tell y'all our pastor did a thing, today it was a thing. Now, he do a thing every Sunday, but y'all, today I truly needed to hear this message. The worship session was amazing. But I wanted to come in and I'm going to talk about a couple of things in this video because there were certain things that happened today that just made me understand more about where I am currently in this journey. So, get it in order. So one of the messages that I received from this was releasing the control and allow God to get everything in order. I feel like once I said yes to stepping away from my 9 to 5 job, even on the days that I feel like I haven't really been doing as much as I thought that I would be doing at this time, I've still been putting the pieces together. I also know that God has to have me rest as well because what I'm doing is not always physical things. So I know that I can go and I do Amazon Flex here and there. That's easy for me. That's easy for me to go pick up orders, drop them off at people's houses, pick up packages, pick up boxes. The physical part, that's easy for me. The thing that has me up in a frenzy a lot of the times, y'all, is saying, I know that I'm a good speaker. I know that I can speak and I know that I can encourage people, but it's also scary. So I'm that scary speaker. You know how God gives you that sense? Like, tell that person that they look cute or, say certain things to this person. I'm more so the person that's shy. And I think that I overthink the things that I want to say instead of just saying them. It's an overthinking process. It's like, oh, how is this going to come out? Am I going to say it in the right tone? Am I going to say it at the right time? What if they don't want to hear that? Y'all, I am the person that does not like to truly ask my friends how they're doing if it's something like going on in their family, especially death. I am not good with death. I'm not good with talking with people about death. I am that type of person that I don't know how you're going to react to this situation. So I would just rather be there with you. I can be in a room with you. I can just let you talk, but I don't want to be the person to ask the question, well, how are you feeling? I don't want to be that person. So I avoid those type of things. And also, when you are putting the pieces together as far as what you're feeling or what you experience, it's hard for you to share it sometimes because you have this thought in your mind that you're alone. Nobody else is going to really understand because nobody else has really went through it. Or we dumb down our situations too. I found myself doing that a lot. Saying, well, this is normal. Like, people go through cheating all the time, but it's not normal. It's definitely not normal. So the process and the thing that God has me doing, which is my life coaching business brand, however you want to put it, it's more mental for me than physical. And I know that I need rest a lot of times so that I'm in a clear space because my life is still going too. My life is still happening. Things are still being removed and stripped, and I am still learning things about me on this journey as well. So I feel like I'm supposed to be in control all the time and I'm supposed to be doing this, that, and the third and fill my schedule up. And sometimes God just don't want it to be like that. And prime example, y'all, I cut my hand 2 weeks ago. and I had to get stitches. God set me down. God set me down because it's like, no, I need you to get ready for something bigger. So let's normalize releasing the control and allow God to get everything in order for us. Yes, we have to do work, but it's not supposed to be forced work. It's supposed to be flow work. Also, and all of these messages just tied in and let me know that I am on the right path because it spoke to me. It spoke to my brand. It spoke to what I want to exude on a day-to-day basis. Repair equals results. We have to repair things so that we can go out and grow and try new things so that we can get those results. That's all that I talk about in my practice of being a life coach. I want to help women repair what has been broken so that we can build that self-confidence, so that we can build that self-trust, so that we can build that self-respect, so that we can understand that we're worthy, which all ties into self-love, so that we can go out on our growth journey and try these new things that we would like to experience so that we can get results. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Another thing that happened, y'all, during service was I had a moment, and I think because I was just talking to my friend about this morning, we were talking about like church and certain things like that we agree with and don't agree with church, with certain churches and things like that, and going to church and those type of things. And I explained to him that there are a lot of things, not even a lot, there are certain things with churches that I don't really understand. I haven't gained that understanding. And I don't, of course, it's a question mark, like, why are these things like this? Or do I feel like I need to participate in certain things in order for God to know my heart? I had to explain to him, I take what resonates and feels good for me, and I leave whatever else doesn't. I don't immediately X people out or X out a church or a community because something was done wrong. If I know that I can't really be in this space and feel how I am supposed to feel and I'm having ill feelings, yes, I will remove myself from that situation. But do I just immediately X somebody out because of something they said in a certain manner? No, because I know that I'm not going to agree or understand everybody's standpoint on a lot of things. So the sermon was great, but they worded something in a way that I really didn't like. Do I say, oh, I'm not going to this church no more? No, I don't. I take what resonates for me and I leave what doesn't. Y'all, I seen our pastor today on stage in the middle of worship, on the stage, face down. A grown man, y'all, face down, bawling, crying. That let me know in that moment, that conversation that we had was not for no reason. At that moment, I understood my pastor is a human. He is also feeling things the way that we feel things. And we have to allow him to be human. And I see all of these things like go on in certain churches. Yes, there are certain things that I do not agree with. Listen, it just depends on the situation. But I also have to understand that we are all human. Nobody is God. None of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. We are still all going through a journey of growth. So to see my pastor in the middle of that stage like that, y'all, crying, that let me know we are all going to continue to grow. It is not always going to look perfect. Just because people have a platform, and we have to stop idolizing people because they are going to slip up sometimes. They are going to say things that we may not agree with. Everybody has a different opinion and a different stance, and all of our brains work in different ways, and that's okay. That's what makes us individuals. That's what separates us from other people. And that's the thing that I wanted to, and y'all, I've been trying to figure out how I wanted to put out a video about community, because I want everybody to experience community, but I do want you to understand, when you go into community, you don't have to agree with everything that is going on in that community. Also, understand that your leaders are human as well, and they sometimes need a break. And that's why most churches now are pushing for you to have your own understanding and your own relationship with God outside of the church building. Because as we can see, COVID happened. COVID was a thing. It happened. We had to stay in the house. Yes, some churches were able to still connect, but that was at a certain point. Let's think about those people that go to church every single Sunday. They're in the church building every single Sunday, and this is a end all be all. Like, this is what gets them through their weeks. Let's think about how many people may have not been okay to not be in that space. We also have to have our own relationship outside of the church building. You also need to have your own understanding, your own confidence outside of your community as well. Community for me was absolutely amazing. But when God moved me from that place, y'all, I went through a whole shedding in that moment. And what I understand now in this season of my life, God was trying to get me in a space so that I can only hear what he needed from me and what I needed from myself. There were certain things that I wouldn't have done. Y'all, I would have never left my job if I was still connected to certain people, because I still would have been leaning on their understanding, their opinions. And God had to show me that I am stronger than I think I am. I truly have the strength that I need to do the things that he's needing for me to do without having all these people associated with me as well. I needed to understand how it felt again to stand on my own 2 feet and speak up for myself. I always know that God is with me. I always know that I'm not by myself, but I did fall into a space where I was so heavy and dependent on my friendships to explain my life, my parents to explain my life. When I got into community, I didn't know that I even had gotten to a point where I was depending on the tribe as much as I was. But y'all, I really went into this place of, what do I do now? I've lost it. What do I do now? But God really moved me into a space to where it's like, I need you to hear me. When I tell you to move, when I tell you to do something, I need you to hear me. I don't need you to hear all of the other voices around you. And community is great. I'm not going to say don't get into a community, because it really, really changed my life. There is encouragement in there. There is people that's going to actually be on your level to make you want to continue to grow. They're going to meet you where you are right now, but they're also going to push you up. Like, okay, what's next? What's next? We done hit this pillar. What's next? Absolutely love community. Absolutely recommend community. But also understand, outside of that community, you want to have a knowing of yourself. Get to know you. Get to like you in the midst of you connecting to these places, whether that's church, a community that's on your brand, anything that's in a setting with multiple people. Because what you have to understand is everybody's experiences is not going to be your experience. It's amazing to hear testimony, to understand that you are not alone, but they're not going to always have the answers for you. And we can't be looking at them to fix the issues either, because that's not their job. Their job is to give us encouragement. Their job is to give us examples and strategies about what they've, done to overcome these things. It's up to us to put in the work. It's up to us to get that strength going, that knowing in us to take it to the next level. So, y'all, today was absolutely amazing. I am mind blowing. I got so many messages out of this today. Y'all, I'm going to go back and rewatch it. I might watch it a couple of times this week so that I can get it down in my spirit real good. Because, baby, I know they got a lot of sound bites from today that's going to be posted on social. Because when I tell you, Pastor LeBron got up there and did his thing today. It was amazing. So, y'all, let's stop idolizing. Let's understand that our pastors, leaders of our community, they are normal. They are human. They're not going to do everything the way that we think that they should be done. But we have to congratulate. We have to respect and understand that they're here doing a service for God just like we are. Yes, they have these platforms. Yes, they're over this church. But let's understand that they're going to grow. Let's understand that they're going to change. And that's fine. That's fine. Let's make sure that the good is outweighing the bad, though. Because don't say nowhere where it's just irritating your spirit. It's just upsetting you. Let's not do that. But let's appreciate where they are, because it takes guts. I couldn't imagine being a preacher of a church. I just couldn't. I couldn't imagine doing that. So in this season, baby, we are releasing the control and allowing God to get us in order. And we also repairing what needs to be repaired so that we can see those results. Okay? We got it? I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.